Hello, everybody. Thank God it's Friday and it's time for some good vibes with good times with someone I have been regularly conversing with during this lockdown. So that only proves that she's actually been rather active with work. It's none other than Shruti Hassan, who actually has a release coming on the 31st Yara. So let me invite Shruti. So I have got Shruti on. We've sent her a request. She should be joining us any moment now. So he's asking me regarding where my office is. You can find the details. So Shruti should be joining us any moment now. And let's see if she's joined us. Shruti. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, we meet again.
Yes, again.
Yes,
We've
and
become
we should keep
Insta buddies.
No, I know. We should keep the tradition going now.
Yes. How are you?
I'm very well. How have you been?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you still in Hyderabad?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you have a release coming on the 31st. I
Yes,
interviewed
30th.
the 30th, sorry. I interviewed the boys, and since you are the only girl amongst those band of boys, so I know. So tell us about Yara. What was it like for you?
It was a really wonderful experience. I'm really happy that people get to see it on Z5 at home in the safety and the comfort of their home during these times. It's a film we shot a while back actually, and someone's like, "It's so dark behind you." I know because I'm trying to change things up, but yeah. So we shot this film a while back, and I was really excited and looking forward to people seeing it, and I'm glad that they finally get to.
Also, your character has an interesting arc, starts in the
Yeah.
70s through the 90s, and you age by 2 decades. So tell us a bit about your character. Could you relate to her, and what was your takeaway?
No, I mean, there wasn't much in terms of relating to her because really it was so out of my realm that time, and even playing a woman older than myself. So there were a lot of like not trippy things about it, which is great as an actor, to really explore and go into that place. Sukanya is a girl who is very opinionated. She wants to change the world. She is someone whose heart and mind combined. And to play a woman from that time was very exciting to me because when I was reading up and like looking up stuff, the women then were at a very interesting time in this country as well. I feel like they were more open and liberal in their speech than even we are today, which is fascinating to me, as well as the fact that it was a very interesting time in India as a country, post-independence, kind of refinding the voice with a new kind of Western influence that wasn't British. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
as a woman from that time, it was really interesting to see that, as well as playing an older version of Sukanya, which was way like challenging. I didn't even know where to begin. So I called my dad for some help on that because I didn't even know where to begin. And yes, it's been beautiful to play this character, to choose, especially while playing the older version of her, to envision what she would have chose to, keep in her personality, and how much was erased from her. What did she choose to let go of? This whole exploration was very interesting to me.
And also Tigmanshu as a director, his movies have a very interesting feel, whether it was Hasil, whether it's the Sahib Bibi, the gangster series. They're also very gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, very edgy. So working with him as a director.
He's so fantastic, and I always wanted to work with him because I've been a great fan of his work. I've like loved it so much. So when I got the opportunity to work with him, I was already very excited. But upon meeting him, even before we started work, I knew that this was someone I could learn a lot from. He's someone who's very steeped in art. Like, he loves everything artistic. And that shows, I think, in his films. As well as, I've always said that I found him to be a very interesting mix of like rooted in culture, like almost like, ismitti ka type vibe, like very desi and rooted in culture, as well as being very open and seeking influence from from foreign cinema, and like, you know, so it was a very interesting mix, and I think that's what makes his characters and his films really, really interesting, the layers.
And did you watch the French film that it's an adaptation of, or none of you did?
No, I
But as an actor, do you, when you know your film is an adaptation of a particular movie or a
don't
remake?
watch.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. Usually I do the film, then I watch. Yeah.
Isn't that a little more worrying? Or do you feel that if you watch it, that, you know, you might just get influenced by it?
No, it's not that. It's like, it's not my, see, because I'm not directing it, it's not my job to make sure that there is no imitation and it's an adaptation, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to approach it like I approach every film, with that fresh mind and my fresh set of eyes on it. So usually when the film has been remade, I watch it after I'm done.
Okay, nice. And since it speaks about the 70s, have you ever, like, I mean, you were born in the year, the 80s child, but any 70s music that inspires you, Janis Joplin?
I mean, the whole Woodstock generation is from the 70s. And like, it's just a beautiful time and culture. And, you know, whether it was in America or in India or in England, like, it was just an amazing, amazing time. And like I've always said, the women then had a different kind of milieu about them. You know, they were on the brink and crux of things. Sometimes I feel that they were more liberal than we are today in their thought and their approach, because they had to, in the changing cultures and times, they had to assert themselves almost in a particular kind of way. Yeah.
Which is so true. And also now, have you begun shooting, or do you think it's going to take a while till we get back to
I
normal
did
shooting?
I did a photo shoot, and I did half a day of shoot, and it is really scary. It's definitely scary, because you don't realize how much you take for granted till you go out, and it's you know, it is about personal responsibility first. You know, like, let me be careful, and then you're hoping everybody does that, but you can't count on everyone doing that. I also understand that we do need to get back to work, especially shooting films, because so many daily wage workers depend on a movie crew starting shoot again for them, because 4 months is a long time now to be this way. So I definitely hope we find some sort of impasse and we can sort of get back to things.
And also you have 2 other films. And what's your take on the digital release of this particular movie? Do you think, a lot of people have been talking about box office versus digital, they're not too happy. What's your take as an actor? Because I know you all want to feel the whole atmosphere in theaters. It gives a high to actors.
Well, do you know what? There are certain films that are specifically made for theater, like Jurassic Park, or, you know, like, you feel like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel that invariably, honest to God, when I travel to London, I go to the movies. Like, I haven't been to the movies in a while, to be honest with you. I really love that I can watch all of this in the comfort of my home. So what I've done in Bombay is I've created a mini movie theater, you know, because I like the big screen. Yeah, so I have a projector and surround sound, because I was like, this is where I'm going to spend my money. Do you know what I mean? Because I want the feeling of a theater at home. But having said that, I have to say that it is wonderful that I have a release at a time like this. And I'm glad that this film that we made a while back has got an audience and people are going to watch it.
So I'm very curious to know, which are the movies in your on your shelf at home that you plug in and watch it in the comfort of your home theater? What are the movies?
Any movie that's like just come out on one of the OTTs, something like that. Yeah, not specifically. Yeah.
Like a personal favorite, like some people like various genres. What are you? You watch
Actually, Jurassic Park is my all-time favorite go-to movie. I'm obsessed with Jurassic Park and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I can watch, you can make me watch it 100 times and I'll have no problem. And my favorite is like Return of the King. I can keep watching Return of the King from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah.
Awesome. And also music, Shruti, since you're a musician as well. Concerts. I mean, do you think it's going to be a while till we see people at concerts, you know, clapping?
The thing is, it's easier to go back to a movie set than to have the concert environment. I can't imagine the audience in front of me maintaining a 6 feet distance. It almost seems like redundant, so it's difficult. I know I've been hearing about things like drive-through concerts, which I thought were really cool, like a cool concept. My manager in the UK was telling me about how people are going to drive. So you go in your car and you sit in your car and you like park and watch. But then I was wondering, like, how do you pee?
I know that's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I know. But it is what it is. It's a very unprecedented time, and I personally can't imagine. Like, I love the mosh pits in the front and the people all sweaty with each other. Listening to music is the vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to like remove that feels a bit weird. So therefore, I feel it would be easier to go to a movie set, but then you'll also need like everybody tested if you're going to be all touchy. It's
Which is true.
on my half day of shoot, everything was sanitized, and then I had to do something, and then my hands had to come to my face, and I just like I couldn't bring myself to do it. So it's definitely challenging.
Do you remember the first concert that you'd attended? Like the very first concert you'd ever gone to?
Oh my God, I don't remember the very first. I think it was a classical music concert in Chennai.
Okay.
But I remember very clearly watching Zakir Hussain when I was very young. I also remember watching Shakti with John McLaughlin, like very, very young stuff. But I think one of the concerts that I like loved was Iron Maiden. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been like a huge Maiden fan my whole life.
Wow. So what's your playlist like? Is it like heavy metal, rock, or is it a mix of everything?
I mean, I love my heavy metal. Like, it's my go-to music. It's almost spiritual for me. Like, yeah, it is. Like,
hard.
When things are like not, like when I'm not able to focus and things are not good, I put on some Mushaga, Lamb of God, and I'm fine. Like, I need my metal. I listen to all genres of music really recently. Maybe for the past year and a half, I've gotten more into rap and hip hop, which I hadn't before. I love the blues. I absolutely adore the blues. I love classical music as well. So I listen to everything, really. Yeah.
Awesome. So can you tell us about the compositions you're working on? What we can expect from you, a single or an album?
Yes, a single. You can expect one, hopefully soon. The way I've been writing is a lot of people have been asking me, are you writing about your feelings in lockdown? Like, right now it feels like we're in the trauma and it's hard to write about the trauma when you're in it. But for me, the experience of writing music in this time has been wonderful because it is so focused and it is so much. I feel really thankful to be a musician who can sit at home and write and then record through technology. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up soon.
And you'd also said that you're one person who loves her company. You love being with your cats. You love cooking, cleaning your home, being by yourself. But I think this 4 months, people are now getting a bit irritated with themselves. Like, I read a quote saying, oh, I had to spend 4 months with myself. I don't think I like me anymore. So what would you say to people who are actually getting scared?
No, I'll tell you, I really love me more after 4 months. I don't know if that's like height of narcissism or healthy balance with loving yourself. I really, really enjoy my own company. I would like some other company. I'm not going to lie, definitely. And especially, I have a like vivid, active imagination. So the nights, like, I'm already an insomniac, and then I'm like, did I hear something downstairs? Like, that's a constant thing every night. So I'd like that to stop, because I think if somebody else is with me, I'll just be like, well, we'll both get murdered. But yeah, I'm actually okay with it. I'm one of those people who's really good at adapting. So I'm like, this is what it is now. Hey, Shruti, and I'm like, okay with it. Yeah.
That actually takes a very brave heart to do, because I think these 4 months, even the most sane are going a little insane. I think we'll all need counseling by the end of it.
Honestly, we have technology, and when it comes to staying away from my loved ones and friends, that's pretty much how my life has always been, because I'm always on the road, so I don't feel like, oh, I haven't. There's many times in my life where I've gone without seeing my partner or my friends or my family for 5 months. So Yeah, I'm kind of used to it. It's just that this time I'm doing it alone. Yeah.
So you've not met up with anybody, no family as of now. This past 4 months, you haven't like.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
More power to you, girl. And have you been reading, watching? Any recommendations you can
I
give us?
haven't been reading that much. I actually I reordered like stuff which I've been meaning to read of Neil Gaiman. He's like my favorite all-time favorite author. And I was like, oh, I haven't read this one and this one. And I've like ordered 4 books and I haven't actually, including his children's books and stuff. And I've like actually haven't gotten down to reading them because I've ended up watching a lot more stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Just writing, making music, doing interviews. Yeah.
Somebody's asked, why are you so beautiful, Shruti?
Oh, thank you. It's a combination of genes and sleeping well and a nose job. Thank you.
Wow. I'm so glad that you speak openly about that you've got your nose touched up. Some people are like, no, I haven't. They'll have bee stung lips and saying that you've done something to lips. No, I haven't.
I think it's pretty obvious when people get stuff done. You may as well own it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Honestly, just be the way you are, Shruti. Lovely speaking to you. Till we meet again. I like this.
Please, everybody watch Yara on 30th July on Z5.
Well, other than Yara, what is Shruti watching?
Other than Yara, no, first I have to see Yara. Other than that, I've been watching a whole bunch of stuff, really. I'm very much into documentaries now. Yeah.
Thank you so much and stay safe. Be happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.